Can you see this?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Cool.
we can.
Nice. Yeah, so hi everyone. My name is Nina and I'm the founder and developer of Toilets for London, which is a mobile app and a data management platform that helps people in London locate publicly accessible toilets more easily and also helps councils manage their data. And I'm going to share some of my journey through the Mayor's Entrepreneur Program, as well as some of my wide experience in supporting other businesses in developing their digital presence. Yeah, so in 2020, I had the opportunity to participate in the Mayor's Entrepreneur competition, and I presented my idea, Toilets for London, which aims to help people in London find publicly accessible toilets more easily, and also help councils manage their data. And yeah, I was really happy to win the competition and receive funding to actually deliver this app and help as many people in London as possible. And yeah, here are like some images of what the app looks like. You can also visit toilets4london.com to get more information. So yeah, a bit about my like journey through the competition. So the journey through the program provided me with a lot of valuable support that I felt was like invaluable in helping me develop the app. There was a lot of mentorship and guidance on how to develop a business plan, pitch my idea, navigate like all the challenges of starting a new business. And in particular, like Toilets for London is a social enterprise, it's a nonprofit. And I felt like the Mayor's Entrepreneur Program was like particularly well geared to supporting people who wanted to do more of like a social enterprise type business, as opposed to maybe some other entrepreneurial programs that were more focused on like not nonprofits. Also, there were like all these workshops and networking events that helped me connect with other entrepreneurs and startup founders. And I found that really helpful, just hearing like other people's ideas and challenges and learning from them, which was really great. And yeah, like after going through the program and winning the competition, I was able to successfully launch Toilets for London, build the app, and since then gained like thousands of users all over London, 5-star app reviews, and things have been going pretty well. Yeah. So in terms of like some of the specific challenges that I faced while building the app, one of the biggest challenges was finding out how to efficiently gather all the data on publicly accessible toilets in London. So I spent a lot of time researching and contacting various councils and trying to update this data. And obviously it was really helpful to be linked with the Mayor's Entrepreneur Program here, because like linked to the mayor definitely like gives you more access to get in contact with councils and stuff. So I definitely encourage any of you that have ideas that could like make use of this link to the mayor of London. Definitely like try and leverage that. But ultimately the process of trying to update and like get data directly from councils was quite time consuming. So I ended up settling on this kind of hybrid solution. So firstly, I scrape data from council websites using web scraping, upload this data onto the Toilets for London database. But then I also provide an easy to use admin platform, which you can see a screenshot of here, which is a platform for councils to easily be able to log in and manage their data directly. And then councils can also use this data to produce embeddable web maps for their blogs or websites, and so they can fully replace whatever existing solution they have for managing toilet data with the Toilets for London admin platform and app. So in addition to developing Toilets for London, I've also had the opportunity to help other startups with software development and working with them to develop their digital presence. And I've learned a lot about the different challenges that these kind of businesses face in the digital world. My advice for companies developing a digital presence or an app would be to conduct very thorough market research and user testing to gather feedback, and then prioritize the features that your users want most, and keep the interface as simple and user-friendly as possible. It's really important to be aware of things like feature creep, which is when you just keep having ideas for new features that you want to add, and then because of this, you start neglecting things that your users actually want and the reason they're actually using your products. I've seen this happen to some startups, and I think this is one of the common ways that they fail. So definitely try and focus on the things that you want to do best and nail that before you start thinking of lots of extra stuff you want to add. So yeah, I'm really grateful for having had the opportunity to participate in the Mayor's Entrepreneur Program. I'm really excited to continue helping other businesses in developing their virtual presence, and then also continue maintaining and improving the Toilets for London platform. And I would definitely encourage all of you to make the most of this opportunity and think really creatively of ways to improve London and the world. Starting a business can be quite a daunting task, but there are many resources available to help entrepreneurs succeed. And so make the most of all of these mentorship programs, networking events, and other services to help you achieve your goals. And yeah, if you have any questions, I can answer them.
Excellent. If anybody does have any questions, if you could maybe put them in the chat, then Mark and I can put them forward to Nina. While we're waiting, maybe Mark and I can sort of start you off. Oh, no, we've got one. Nikki has said, how developed was your idea when you actually applied for the competition?
Yeah, that's a great question. So when I applied to the competition, I hadn't actually built the app, but I did have some UI designs that I had mocked up in Figma. So I had like a bit of a walkthrough of what I thought the app would look like in order to like help the panel visualize what I was talking about. And then also I had like a pretty fleshed out idea of what I wanted to build that I could describe, but there wasn't actually any technical work done at that stage.
Perfect. And knowing the process that you went through, is there anything that you would do differently next time, or anything that you think that you learned you thought, well, maybe I'll try something a little different?
Yeah, I think that if I could do things differently, I would have maybe done a bit more kind of customer interviews and like possible, actually customer interviews isn't the wrong word, user interviews. So people who would be using the app, I'd do a bit more of that and like a bit more research before I started like designing the app. I think because basically I came up with a bunch of like app designs I did end up presenting in the competition. But then I did some like consulted with some like professional service designers that worked in the government for like designing really accessible and user-friendly interfaces, and they ended up kind of overhauling a lot of the stuff that I designed to make it more accessible. Because obviously like the app has to be able to be used by like a very broad range of people. And then I ended up changing a bunch of stuff. So I think if I would have like done that earlier, I would have been able to incorporate the needs of like the diverse possible user groups earlier in the process.
Absolutely. So Danny has said, digital presence beginnings, meaning what platform for social enterprises for networking to get people to exchange skills for free or very, very small charge?
I don't think I quite got that question.
That's fine. So digital presence beginnings means, so what platform for social enterprises, I guess, do you use for sort of networking to get people to exchange skills, or are they free or very, very small charge to them?
I mean, I don't really like use any specific like platforms for networking and skill exchange, I guess, in the like development of Toilets for London. I think if I understand like what you're referring to, I think there are like some pretty good websites where you can find people willing to do work for like social enterprises or charities for low costs or for free. So if you want to find like the equivalent of Fiverr or Upwork, but for social enterprises, I think there's one called Do It, like DOIT. And there are some other ones that you can find that are pretty good. I did actually like think about using these, but ended up doing most of the kind of app development and kind of processes myself, and using some like ordinary freelance services for some like social media work like Fiverr. But there are these also like alternative lower cost options for social enterprises if that's what you're looking for.
Perfect, great stuff, thank you. So Anna said, how have you been promoting your app, and did you include any marketing costs in your business plan?
Yes, so I did include marketing costs in my business plan. I did end up using some like social media promotion strategies, so a bit of like Instagram, and ended up doing like, I think ironically the most successful social media strategy that I had was doing a Reddit post on the like London subreddit that brought in like way more users than anything else I did, and that was completely free. I did also try like running some paid ads on like Facebook and Instagram. That was, I think, not as effective. I think maybe if I would have put more money into it, it would be more effective. And social media marketing is one of these things where if you want to like get it to work, you need to actually spend quite a lot. It isn't like, like 50 to 100 pounds, like a few ads here and there. This won't actually do it, is what I learned. And I also found that word of mouth was quite effective, just like telling people about the app. I would notice people like spread it around, and then trying to just get on good websites, like ended up, I think, getting mentioned on some like London tourism websites and things like this. And this helped a bunch because this is like places that people go when they're visiting London, trying to find out like what apps should I download. And I think this happened pretty organically. I never got in contact with them, but being placed on those websites definitely like noticeably increased app downloads.
Excellent. That's really good advice. So Kyun has said, so what were your costs? What cost did you need to develop your ideas and to build the business?
Yeah, so the main costs that I incurred were related to marketing. I also paid an animator to make like an animated video to promote the app that's on the like website. So that was a cost. And then a bit of consulting with like UI designers to get their input on the design to make it more accessible. And then there are like costs related to like running the servers for the like app backend and app store like license and stuff like this. I didn't like pay for software development because I am a software developer, so I just did that myself. But I think if you were to develop an app without being a software developer, that would also be like probably a significant proportion of your cost.
Absolutely. Hopefully that answers your question. Conscious of time, we'll probably just go for a couple more questions if that's okay. So somebody has said, so Louis has said, so he understands that you've mentioned that Toilets for London is a not-for-profit. What is your recent annual turnover? And how did you find, what are your kind of goals for turnover moving forward, I would say as well?
So at the moment, it's like pretty much nothing. Like there are not many costs going in, and there are not many there's not much revenue going in, and there's not much cost going out, because at the moment it's like most of the kind of initial costs have been already like done, and then going forward, it's mostly me developing the app, which is obviously like not a cost to me, other than time costs. So I'm not really pursuing like getting as much revenue as possible at the moment. There is like one possible avenue of revenue is like giving more, like developing more features for councils to help them manage their data more effectively, and then charging them for that service. And I'm exploring this as a possible option, but I'm not currently doing it. So like
Gotcha.
very little annual turnover.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And final question then, how long did it take for you to complete the idea validation section? That's obviously what we've been covering today. So I think they're sort of keen to know how long that took you.
Yeah, so I'd say like approximately kind of 2 months. And yeah, I think what mostly I did here was I spoke to councils and I spoke to some people. There's actually a public toilet research division in the Royal College of Art, which I was surprised to learn about. And the folks there were like super cool to talk to, because they just had like a bunch of knowledge about like public toilets and like all the infrastructure around this, the challenges. I think one of the goals of like Toilets for London is not only to provide this app, but also to try and encourage more businesses to open their toilets to the public, and ways to try and improve that. And so like talking to them was also a good way of like validating all the ideas I had for like potentially increasing the number of public toilets. And some of the ideas, they were like telling me why this wouldn't work, and that was really useful, because I might have like spent a lot of energy on it, but like it was easy to kind of filter out ideas this way.
Brilliant. No, I love it. Thank you so much. That's been really, really helpful, and it's really great to hear about all the progress that you've had. It sounds like you've had a great time. It's been going really well.
Yeah, great. Yeah, and I definitely recommend taking part in this program. It's really good.
Absolutely well. Thank you. What an endorsement. Love it.
Thank you so much, Nina.
Awesome. Thank you.
Love it. Well, that, everybody, is the end of this session. As Mark said, book on to get some mentorship if you need it.